Welcome to Fellows Note-Taker and AI Workspace Settings. This section focuses on Fellows' AI-powered features, transcription, and bot customization. It's especially important for organizations balancing advanced AI workflows with security or privacy concerns. The first setting in the Note-Taker AI settings section is enabling AI features. This toggle determines whether your entire workspace has access to Fellows' AI-powered functionality, including automated meeting recording, transcription, and summarization. When this setting is switched on, Fellows' AI Note-Taker can join meetings to capture and process them automatically. This means your team can get complete transcripts of their conversations, AI-generated summaries that highlight key points, decisions, and action items, and access to advanced AI features like contextual search and insights through Ask Fellow. When this setting is switched off, none of these capabilities will be available. No AI summaries, no automated transcripts, and no note-taker joining calls. This option is ideal for organizations that want to restrict recording or AI processing entirely. It's important to emphasize that Fellows' AI features are built with security and privacy as a top priority. Your meeting content is never stored or shared by our LLM partners, nor is it used to train AI models. All AI processing is done securely, and your organization retains full ownership and control of its data. Now, enabling AI unlocks the option to configure additional AI-powered features, but it doesn't turn everything on automatically. One of these features is voice matching for hybrid meetings, and it's completely optional. Voice matching is particularly useful for organizations running hybrid meetings, where multiple participants are in the same room but connected through a single device. By enabling voice matching, Fellow collects voice samples and intelligently attributes each part of the transcript to the correct speaker, making meeting records clear and easy to follow. In summary, turning on the Enable AI Features toggle gives your organization access to all of Fellows' AI capabilities. The auto-deletion of recordings setting is one of the most powerful tools for organizations that need strict control over data retention. This section allows workspace admins to automatically delete meeting recordings and transcripts after a set period of time. It's designed to help companies meet compliance requirements, reduce storage of sensitive information, and align with internal privacy policies. When you open this section, you'll see two primary controls, one for scheduling the deletion of recordings and transcripts, and another for deciding whether AI-generated summaries should also be deleted. Let's break this down. By default, this setting is disabled, meaning recordings, transcripts, and summaries are kept indefinitely until manually deleted. This is convenient for teams that rely on long-term access to their meeting history for documentation, training, or project continuity. However, some organizations, especially those in regulated industries like healthcare, finance, or legal, prefer to minimize the amount of sensitive meeting data they store. In these cases, auto-deletion provides a structured and enforceable retention policy. When you enable this feature, you'll be prompted to choose a retention period. You can specify the exact number of days after which recordings and transcripts should be permanently removed from Fellow. For example, your organization might choose to delete recordings after 30 days to reduce risk, 90 days to allow for short-term project reviews, or even longer intervals if your compliance policies permit. Once the specified time period passes, the files are automatically and irreversibly deleted. There is no way to recover them. This ensures a predictable and automated cleanup process that doesn't rely on manual action from your team. The second part of this feature is the AI-generated summaries toggle. Some organizations want to retain the high-level summaries of meetings' key decisions, action items, and discussion highlights without storing the full recording or transcript. This allows teams to reference what happened in a meeting while still respecting strict data minimization policies. If you enable this option, summaries will remain accessible even after the associated recordings and transcripts are deleted. On the other hand, if your organization's security policies require the complete removal of all meeting data, including summaries, you can configure auto-deletion to remove everything recordings, transcripts, and AI summaries on the same schedule. This setting gives admins precise control over how much historical data is kept in Fellow. Next, the Trackers Management section is where you control how your organization uses one of Fellow's most powerful analytics features. Trackers are a way to automatically detect and surface specific words, phrases, or concepts across all of your meetings. When you create a tracker, Fellow listens for those keywords during calls and flags every instance they appear, giving you a macro-level view of patterns and themes emerging across your organization's conversations. This is especially useful for large or distributed teams that run dozens or even hundreds of meetings each week. Instead of combing through recordings manually, trackers allow you to get instant insight into recurring issues, trends, or opportunities. For example, a sales leader might create trackers for phrases like pricing objection, contract renewal, or a competitor's name. Over time, they can see how often these topics come up, which customers are raising them, and how they're being addressed. Similarly, a product manager might create trackers for feature requests, recurring bugs, or terms like integration or roadmap to get a pulse on user needs without attending every single call. Now, the Trackers Management setting in your workspace determines who is allowed to create and manage these trackers. Some organizations, especially larger enterprises or those in regulated industries, prefer to centralize this power. When only admins can create trackers, your team can avoid duplicate or redundant trackers and ensure that tracking is tied to strategic business goals. The toggle in this section makes it simple to switch between these approaches. If you turn this feature on, all users in your workspace will be able to create, edit, and manage trackers for their own workflows. If you turn it off, only admins will have that power, ensuring tighter control and oversight. The custom vocabulary setting is designed to improve the accuracy of Fellow's transcripts and summaries by teaching the system to recognize words and phrases unique to your organization. Every company has its own language, whether it's product names, acronyms, or industry-specific terms, and without customization, these words might occasionally be transcribed incorrectly. For example, a company name like Acme could accidentally appear as acne, or acronyms like HIPAA or ROI might be misheard depending on someone's accent. These small errors can make transcripts harder to read and make it more difficult to search or analyze meeting data later. In this section, admins can add a list of custom words that will apply to every transcript across your entire workspace. This ensures that key terms, names, and phrases are always spelled and recognized correctly. Individual users can also add their own custom vocabulary in their personal settings, though you can choose to restrict this if you prefer centralized control. Combined with trackers, this feature also ensures that patterns and trends are captured accurately, so no important details slip through the cracks. The Note-Taker customization settings let you control how Fellow's AI Note-Taker appears and communicates when it joins your meetings. This section is especially helpful for organizations that want to maintain a consistent brand experience, add transparency for meeting attendees, or adjust how the bot interacts with different types of calls. The first option here is the avatar. By default, Fellow uses its own logo for the Note-Taker, but you can upload a custom image such as your company logo to make the bot feel like part of your brand. If you choose to upload your own image, we recommend a light or white icon with a transparent background for the best visibility, as the avatar appears against a dark background in most meeting platforms. If you decide you'd rather use Fellow's default branding later, you can reset the avatar at any time. Next is the display name. This controls how the bot appears when it joins a call. Many organizations rename it to something like AI Meeting Assistant or Copilot so attendees immediately understand its purpose. By default, the display name may include the bot owner's name to show who authorized or invited it to the call. However, some teams prefer to remove the owner's name entirely. This is often done for consistency and simplicity, especially in larger organizations where multiple people use bots. This is particularly useful in customer-facing calls, where you may not want to confuse guests with individual employee names, or when you want the focus to be on the assistance function, not who controls it. Finally, you can adjust the initial chat message. When the bot joins a meeting, it can automatically post a short message in the chat explaining why it's there. This message also includes a link where attendees can learn more about the note taker, which is helpful when recording external calls where participants may not be familiar with your workflow. For recurring internal meetings, you might choose to turn this message off. Altogether, these customization settings let you control the note taker's appearance, messaging, and branding. Whether you're a security-conscious enterprise that wants transparency around meeting recordings, or a team that values a polished and branded user experience, this section ensures your AI assistant feels natural. That's a complete walkthrough of all workspace settings in Fellow. We've covered general customization options, advanced security controls, and note-taker and AI features with all their privacy and branding options. By tailoring these settings to your organization, you can ensure Fellow aligns perfectly with your workflows while maintaining the highest levels of control over your meeting data.